Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Tuesday, the 15th of November 2022, and this is the Guardian medium level Sudoku puzzle, which I will get to in a minute because this is not purely a Sudoku channel, it's a Sudoku and chat channel. I like to vent off sometimes or just discuss various things that are on my mind because it's my channel and I can do what I want. I feel like I'm all powerful here. And there was a nice surprise when I woke up this morning. I watch YouTube a lot. In fact, I think it's really, I hardly ever watch TV. YouTube has really replaced it. I have cable TV, I never watch it. I mostly select stuff on YouTube, I must admit. One subscription service that I will not sign up for, despite them trying to entice me, how many times have they tried with their 3 months for free, is the Apple service, Apple TV. I don't want it. No, sorry. I mean, I recently bought a new MacBook and, they keep on every day, or not every day, but very frequently sending me stuff. You've only got a few days left for your, before your free 3 month subscription to Apple TV ends. I don't want it. I'm sorry. I've got enough TV. I'm already over watching TV with YouTube and stuff like that. So anyway, I don't want it. And I don't want to pay Apple's prices as well. But I did read recently that Joni Mitchell and Elton John were in a conversation on an Apple TV program. I must admit I was jealous. But anyway, Apple have actually posted it on the YouTube channel, on Apple's YouTube channel. And so, well, what do you know? The cat that I currently have is named Joni, after Joni Mitchell. I've had a dozen cats in the last 30 odd years, and they've all been named after musical heroes of mine, really. I've, names like Zawinul, Brubeck, Nina, Hancock. They've all been so many, endless list of them, all after my favorite jazz musicians. I have so many favorites, but anyway. But Joni Mitchell has throughout my life been up there with the greatest of all songwriters. I mean, she just is amazing. But I've always been a bit wary of seeing her. I think she's very feisty. But if you don't know, she how long ago is it now? But quite some time ago, she suffered a brain aneurysm, and at that time, I thought she was going to not make it. And then when she did survive, I was very skeptical that she would ever make a proper recovery. But she has made a great recovery, really. This interview demonstrated it. I thought that she was back. She could speak fluently. I know in the past she's found it quite difficult to have conversations and stuff like that. She could speak okay, and she was quite humorous, as she generally is, I think. And she was in conversation with Elton John, whose wig was looking very bouffant-ish in the interview. At first I thought, this is going to be a terrible interview, because Elton John was reading from a sheet, reading the questions from a sheet on the table. It was filmed in Joni's home, I believe. But so he didn't have an auto cue or anything, and he kind of just kept reading from the sheet, and she was looking into space. I thought, this is going to be very unengaging. He said they'd been friends for a couple of years, and I thought this is going to be very unengaging. But he clearly is a fan. I mean, you could tell that he loved Joni. I think most of her fans really do. There's just something about her which is intangible, but it's just superb. And throughout all of the stages of her career, of course, for me, the jazz stage is my favorite, I must admit. That's just because I'm so into jazz, and she pulled in so many amazing characters together to work with her. I mean, Jaco Pastorius and Wayne Shorter, two of the most notables. Herbie Hancock too, actually. So just an incredible list of people she's worked with and collaborated with, and produced just such original music and lyrics too. She's a great writer. So anyway, there it was, and I got very emotional. I got very emotional watching her. Just so pleased that she is in such good health at this stage, and she has recently played a concert And Elton John was really hyping it up and saying it's really fantastic, and somebody's recorded it, and I think it's actually going to be released. So I should be first in line to buy that one if it ever is. Apparently her voice has dropped as well. She can't sing in the way that she used to be able to sing, but it's brought a new character to her voice, according to Elton John and her. So we'll find out, won't we? Right. I guess you're ready to get on with this Sudoku puzzle now, as you've been ready for quite some time. If you're not a Joni Mitchell fan, you probably switched off ages ago, so you won't be hearing this. But anyway, lovers of Joni Mitchell have remained steadfast. Let's get on with today's medium-level puzzle from The Guardian. Very quickly, I'll explain the rules. We have 9 squares in each row across. We have 9 squares in each column. And we have 9 squares in each of these small 3x3 blocks. Our job is to place digits 1 to 9 in each of the rows, columns, and blocks without repetition, hesitation, or deviation. Right, that's it. So how do we go about it? Well, okay, look at this 9 blocking down here and 9 blocking down here. I use the term blocking. I mean refusing to allow any other 9s in these columns. And that leaves just one empty white space, so we can tell because we are logically inclined, aren't we, dear viewer, that the 9 must fit there. It can't fit anywhere else, can it? Right, now let's take this 8 blocking down this column and this 8 blocking across this row, and we can see again we're left with only one space, so we can be sure that the 8 fits there. There's no need to look for any other digits or anything like that. Once you've found that number there, you know for sure that it goes there. This 7 blocks down here like this, right? And that means that 7 is in one of these 2 squares. Which one is it in? Don't know? Neither do I. So why am I telling you? I'm telling you because whichever one it appears in, whether it's this square or this square, it definitely can't reappear in this column, can it? It doesn't matter which of those it's in. And of course we've got a 7 blocking across here, so immediately we are left again with a single square where the 7 can go. If you are absolutely new to Sudoku, I hope that wasn't too tricky for you. If it was, just rewind it and look at it again, and I'm sure you'll get it the next time. It's really not that difficult. Once you just see it, you'll go, oh yeah. Right. We have a 5 blocking up this column here, and a 5 blocking up this column here, and a 5 running across the top, so we can place our 5 here. And now we have 5 across this row and across this row, and that's going to give us a 5 in that square there. Now we've got the 5 blocking down here and across here, so again we're left with 2 possibilities. Is 5 here or is 5 here? Which one? Don't know, neither do I, but who cares, because what we do know is that it blocks down here, and therefore 5 can't appear in that square there. This is the kind of thing we need to be doing whilst playing Sudoku. Now, I don't play any of these games ahead of time. If you're new to the channel, you should know that I play them all live, so sometimes it can take me a while to find the next thing to do. I have to look around just as you do. Or maybe you don't have to because you've already played the game. In fact, don't forget, you should really try and play the game before you come to the channel, but don't forget to view the videos as well to see how I try to play the game. And if you play it in a different way, it doesn't matter as long as you come to the correct solution, and that you get there by logic and you don't get there by guessing. That is not the way to play the game, of course. Right, okay, so. Alright, we have a 6 blocking across here like this, and we have a 6 blocking down here like this. Again, we are left with 2 positions where the 6 could be. Which is it in? I don't know, but it doesn't matter because it will block across here, and that's going to give us a 6 here. Now, you could have just said 6 blocks these 3 squares here and 6 blocks this square here. So in this row, we know that the 6 must appear here. It's exactly the same. I'm just pointing out to you how I happen to see it at that particular time. I can see it in both ways. But as I say, how you play the game is entirely your choice, your prerogative. Now, actually, we have 5 blocking across here and 5 down here now, so that's going to be our 5. What are we going to be left with? I see 2 empty squares. Whenever I see 2 empty squares, I figure I should go look. And we are lacking a 2 and a 4, so we've got a blocking 4 here, so we know that the 4 goes in that square and the 2 must appear just so. I can see 2 empty squares up here and up here. So I'm going to look and see what they are. Why not? Although actually the numbers going across here are just 5 and 6. And actually I don't need to do that because I can see quickly 6 blocking up here and 6 blocking up here and 6 across here is going to give me the 6 there. So I didn't need to look there because there was only the 5 and 6 across here, so there's no point. Now I can say there's one missing digit in this column, and that is going to be a 3, I believe. Right, where should we start searching now? I think we are not likely to be very honoured by doing much across the top row unless we can get something in these 3 squares. I think otherwise we should look elsewhere. What is missing? We're missing 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I see the 4 blocking here, so I know that 4s are in those squares, and that might help. Down here I see 4s in those squares. Here I see 4 blocking across here and up here, so I know 4s are there. So 4s block across like this. No, it's not going to give me what I need because 4s are going to look like this, and that's I can't solve the 4s when I have a pattern like that. I've forgotten. I was looking for up here. What was it? 2 and 3. Do we know anything about 2, 3? No, we do not. Okay. I'm going to investigate this. Now there are 4 empty squares. I'd like to see what they are just for my own, to satisfy my own curiosity. And sometimes I get lucky and say, hey, should be a number there. We are missing 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe. Well, we can see that because of this 2 and this 2, we are going to have 2s up here like this. But for the moment, that's not going to help because 2s are going to appear in this square. And then over here, we've got 3 possibilities. So again, can't do anything about that. So this game is shaping up to be quite reasonable. It's not a kind of bang you can do without thinking at all. It clearly is going to require a little bit of thought, which is what we play Sudoku for, right? It's just sometimes you don't want too much of thought because it gives us a headache. I need to investigate this middle shoot. Shoot is 3 of these blocks in a row. I need to really investigate across here and see what's going on. So I'm going to look at the 1s. The 1s are in these squares over here. Okay. The 4s are in these squares, as I mentioned a moment ago. The 6s, 6s are up here, excuse me. 7s are here. Okay, so we've got 4 and okay, so look, we've got 4 blocking across here and 4 up here. So you agree that these 2 white squares must contain 4. And if you follow the 7s along the rows here, right, like this, you're going to find that we have 7s in here. So we are left with 2 squares here that must only contain 7 and 4. They can't contain anything else. So what do we know? Well, we can try to find the other 3 numbers now. We know that this is 7 and 4, so we know what's missing are 1, 6, and 8. Now we've got a blocking 6 down here, so 6s go up there. The 1s, here we go, 1 blocks across here, so we go that the 1 is here. So now we know that this has to be 6 and 8. We've got an 8 blocking down here. So that's the 8 and that's the 6. Again, if this is too fast because you've only just started Sudoku today or yesterday or something with our beginners game, go back and watch it again. Also, you'll help my views on YouTube, right? You'll boost this channel no end if you do that, so I think please do it. 6s block a la view. That's nonsense, but anyway, they're like that. And that's the final digit 6. We are done with digit 6 right now. I'm going to find out what's missing in these 2 squares. And in fact, this entire block I can find out. But before I do that, let's just have a look and see what's across here. Well, 6s, 9, 8. No, in fact, it's not going to be very fruitful. I can do it, but I'm not going to be able to find a placement here. I'm only going to be able to find a pair at the minimum. So Looking here is not going to be useful. Looking here is not useful. I need to look down here, or maybe I need to look up and down here. Now, since I just placed these numbers, I should probably look up and down here. That would be a good idea. We've got 8s blocking down here like this, and 8 across here. So that gives me an 8 in that square there. Right. So I have 1s blocking down these two columns and a 1 across here. That's going to put 1 into that square there. Now this 3 blocking down here is very useful, because now we can limit 3 to either this square or this square. Which one? Don't know again, but we do know that it's going to block 3 across here, and that's going to give us a 3 here. And so finally we can finish off this lower block with a 7. Now the 7 is going to block across this way, and in a kind of transverse way, the 7s will now be here. So this can't be a 7. I like that. That's a nice little thing there, isn't it? You get to find these little things are quite appealing, I find, anyway. And I think you will, once you've played the game a little bit, you'll enjoy it more and more, I promise you. But don't come back for a cash refund if you don't. But you will. Believe me, you will. 9s block across here. This has to be a 9. 7, I said before, doesn't it, blocks across here, so now we know that the 7 has to go there. There's just 1 empty square up there. We better fill it in, because somebody will complain that I'm not doing what I should be doing, and that has to be a 2. And the 2 blocks across here like this, and that gives me a 2 up here, and places a 2 in that square there. Okay, now we have 2 blocking this square, 2 blocking this square, and 2 blocking this square. So in this column we can see that the 2 must appear like so. There are 2 empty squares in this row, and they will be filled by 3 and 4. Now there is a 4 down here, so is this a 4? Nuh-uh, can't be. 4's got to be here. 3 has to be here. The 3 blocks down here, so that's going to give us a 3 there. And 2, I think it is, finishes off that block there. So we are going very well. In fact, we've almost finished. We just got this right-hand shoot, a little bit of tidying up over here, and then the right-hand shoot we can attack in a mo. Right, the missing number here is... no, not a 5. I almost said 5, but it's not. It's an 8. Okay, and then there's 1 empty square up here. The missing number is 7. Now I happen to have spotted something. I've seen this, and I shall, because I've seen it, it just caught my eye, so I shall tell you about it. 7 and 8 block across here. 7 and 8 in this column block up here. So we know that these 2 squares can only contain 7 or 8. Now maybe that will be useful, maybe not useful, but it's likely to be useful though, I think. Alright, 7 and 8 are in those 2 squares. What can we do now that we know 7 and 8 are there? That means we are looking for 1, 3 and 9. Well, the 9 and the 3 both attack this square. That means 9 and 3 will be up here. So since this is... hey, what am I talking about? Stop. Cancel that. See? Proof. Very easy to make mistakes here. No, I was right. 7 and 8, wasn't it? 7 and 8 are here, yes. 1 and 9 are 3 and 9 are here. Yes, I was right. Oh, I lost confidence there for a second. 1 must go here. 1 blocks across here. 1 is there. See? Sudoku, we are all fallible. Fellow Sudokans. 4 blocks across here. And 4. Even those kind of super logicians I've seen on some other channels who are really amazing with what they do, I've seen them get it wrong, fluff it up, because that's the game. We are humans, not machines, right? We have ones blocking across like so, and we have a 1 down here, so that's going to enable us to say this is a 1. And the last digit that we need here is a 3, and now for this column we can place a 4 to finish it off. Right, so not much more to go. We've just got these last 2 rows to do. So we're just going to go along and... Oh, no, let's not just go along. Let's see what we got. We got a 1. 1 blocks up here, 1 across here, and 1 across here. Let's be sensible and choose the digits that we already have, as people often tell me. Now, the missing number for here is 9. And now we can take that 9 blocking up there, 9 blocking across here. Here's our 9. Now we have just 1 empty square, which we will place a 3 into. Yes, I did finish my sentence on a preposition, and I don't care because that's the kind of radical I am. 3 now in this square, and the last number to place here is a 2. 2 blocks down here and 2 across here, so 2 fits into that square. The last number to get here is a 7. 7 blocks up this way. We go up and down, up and down. I hope you don't get seasick while watching this video. And the last number to place here is an 8. 8 blocks down here, back down again. 8 goes here. The last number in this block or this row is a 5, I believe. 5 blocks down here. Here goes the 5, and 4 finishes off today's Guardian medium level game. I rather enjoyed that. It was a lot of kind of swooshing around backwards and forwards there. Not too tricky, and I hope that if you are a beginner, you weren't put off by that one, and it was not too tricky for you. And that's it. Thank you very much. I should be back later with other stuff. Bye-bye.